I'll shoot you.
This is Officer William Cross on May 6th warning Johnny Harris Jr. His hand on his waist. When Harris runs, he pulls what looks like a taser. Just moments later, Officer Cross is drawing his gun and firing. This dramatic video allows us to see what Johnny's mother and grandmother saw with their own eyes as they happened to pull onto the scene.
Janice said, "Don't shoot my child."
The officer was wrong. He had no right to shoot him. And that Johnny never bothered anybody. He was friendly.
Johnny and a nearby construction worker were shot. Both survived, but the shooting resonated in the community.
I think sometimes you got to make a better judgment, and I know his training didn't kick in, but if his training would have kicked in, more than likely he wouldn't have shot him.
On May 6th, the Bryan Police Department released this statement early in the investigation.
During that foot pursuit, there was a struggle and shots were fired. The suspect was struck at least once by a firearm round, and an uninvolved third party was also struck, either by a ricochet or another round.
But in this dash cam video obtained by News 3, the events don't necessarily unfold in the same order. You see a struggle, and then a chase, and then shots fired. But whether Harris went for Cross's gun or not, you just can't tell in this video.
Well, the general rule is that an officer shouldn't draw his or her weapon unless he or she is prepared to use it. In those circumstances, the thing that matters is how much of a threat you pose.
Philip Lyons teaches police behavior at Sam Houston State University. His years as an officer and detective with the city of Alvin give him an insight into both how officers are trained and how they should react.
So for me, I think the video simply raises more questions than it answers. I certainly saw nothing in the video that would strike me as clearly inappropriate. The few things I saw that I can make a judgment about, based on my observations alone, it seemed to me as though the officer was doing the right things. He was approaching the man in the right way.
What's going on today?
And once the shooting took place, had the presence of mind to call for immediate medical assistance and attend to the man's injuries.
Get me a medic.
What was going on in the officer's head that prompted the use of force, I don't know.
So we showed this video to former Brazos County prosecutor Shane Phelps. The video clearly startles him.
I mean, it's troubling because you've got, what, 7 shots fired? But based on just that video, I certainly, as a prosecutor, would not feel comfortable saying somebody has done something wrong without, as I would think the grand jury would do, talking to the police officers, talking to the crime scene folks, talking to medical personnel to find out, if there were wounds. I know there were. Where did those wounds occur? You've got video evidence here. Everything has to come together.
In his 10 years with the DA, Phelps will tell you that no case is 100%, even with troubling video.
The worst thing that you can do in a situation like this is not do what you're told, struggle at all, or fail to comply. We fight these battles in court. We don't do them out in the streets. People get hurt.
In fact, a Brazos County grand jury did hear this case. Cross was no-billed. He would later resign from Bryan PD before he could receive his formal reprimand. Even though Officer Cross was not indicted and resigned from the Bryan Police Department, this case is far from closed. In fact, the district attorney's office can present the case, and a new grand jury can call for the case and witnesses again. In downtown Bryan, Michael Oder, News 3.